Good evening, and thank you for tuning in to another week with Fathers Who Care. And we want to first say thank you all for all that you've done over the many, many years for Fathers Who Care, our youth council, our community coalitions, and all of the efforts that we have been working collectively with you all, our statement partners, to do in the community. So we would like to again say to you all, thank you. Keep up the good work. God bless you. We look forward to seeing you at some additional community activities that we facilitating. We did a couple of men's health events recently. We did some community pop-up events. We got another major pop-up event that we're doing on the street on September the 14th. It's going to be on Kildare and Madison, right on the street in that block area right next to Uncle Remus. So we kind of take over that piece of land at least once or twice throughout the summer, and we bring the resources from various different hospitals and community stakeholders and other agencies and other sector partners. We bring those resources to the community to allow the community to get those direct services and or resources that they may need. So if you need additional information about that, give us a call at Fathers Who Care at 773-287-5821, 287-5821. And listen, also you can log in to www.fatherswhocare.org. Well, listen, we want to thank also CAN TV for the many, many years of being supportive of Fathers Who Care and our young people and the work that we're doing, not only on the west side and on the south side, but in the city of Chicago and the state of Illinois. We really believe men like ourselves that any man physically capable can make a baby, but it takes a real man to be a father. And we know some fathers come short, some fathers don't know, some fathers may not have the resources, some fathers just need some support. So we want to encourage you, men who are watching us today, to hang on in there. And if you need some assistance, give us a call at Fathers Who Care, and we're going to introduce you to one of our friends, and he's going to give you his number, and he's doing a lot of good work with young men on the street. And we want to also let you know that it takes men like us to make a difference. It takes men like us to come back into our communities and be the leaders in the communities that we need to be, to bring back the norms and the practices and the values that we were raised with. It takes men like us to say these things are not going to happen under my watch in my community. It takes men like us to do the work that we've been doing for many, many years. But it also takes men like us to empower, engage, and enlighten younger men to step it up and to stand on our shoulders to be that dark, that stain, or it should be that point or that point of light to take it to the next level. We do believe that you have to pass the torch, and that torch need to be passed. But without any further ado, I'd like to, if I will, introduce to some, present to others, our guest this evening. Our guest this evening is Brother Larry Daniels. Brother Daniels is the CEO and president of Hoop Hard or Get Off the Court. Yeah, we're going to talk about that title in a minute. Larry's going to tell us why he created it and what he's doing behind it. But again, we want to encourage those of you who are watching us today, if you need some support and you are a father, we're going to be meeting at MacArthur's Restaurant tomorrow, 12 o'clock noon. Every third Friday we meet at MacArthur's, and we have men from all walks of the west side, suburbs, and what have you. But any men that want to come on out and be a part of this endeavor, we encourage them to do so. But anyway, with that being said, let's do what we do and do it well. Let's talk about Larry. Larry, we believe after reading about you and hearing about you and knowing your passion, and we have talked, and of course you've shared some things that I know you only can be passionate to do it. I mean, most men like ourselves, we don't do the work. Of course, we want to get a job. We want to do a job. We want to make sure that the work we're doing is being recognized. But most of us are doing the work because it's the right thing to do. Most of us are doing the work because we're really trying to save some young people. Most of us are doing the work because we know somebody has to do it.
Yes, sir.
So, Larry, tell us about yourself and why you are so compassionate in the work that you're doing.
My name is Larry Daniels. Being born on the south side of Chicago from the Inglewood community, just passionate about our youth, passionate about giving back to the community, not just to the Inglewood community, but to the city of Chicago. I come up with the organization of Hoop Hard Get Off the Court because it's a lot of kids that love playing the game of basketball that parents can't afford the AAU for them to play. So I took it upon myself and say, hey, this is what I want to do, give back to the kids keep them off the streets, keep them out of trouble, keep them on the straight and narrow so they can do the right thing, and don't fall short to the gangs or the drugs or anything like that.
Okay, so and we know that that's passionate for you, right?
Yes, sir.
But what was there anything that happened in your upbringing, or anything that said to you, well, you know, I believe if it is to be, it must begin with me. If we're gonna change what's happening with our babies, particularly the senseless violence and children killing children, and 10, 11, 12-year-olds carjacking, and the plight of single family homes, and the plight of dysfunctionality, the plight of poverty. We know all of this stuff exists, and I think a lot of things may be by design.
Right.
But our young people, they just need a chance, in my opinion. They just need an opportunity,
Yes,
and they need someone who will encourage them, who will nurture them, who will lift them up, who will guide them, who will mentor them, but also point them in the right way. What was it? Anything in your upbringing that said to you, I got to give it back? You know, because as a minister, I believe that my job is to give back because so much has been given to me. But trust me, I've had my share.
Right.
Most ministers have. All right.
Okay.
We've had our share, and we do what we do because we know that's God's grace on us.
Right.
And we don't feel comfortable unless we give it back. All right. So what is it that gives you that drive?
To give me that drive is when you see, when I was raised up, I had my mom and father, didn't want for anything. But when you see other kids, probably in a single family home, it gives you a passion. Be like, I know this kid will want this, but he can't get it. And so that passion there alone is just don't want them kids to fall short, honestly. And I say this and I mean it. You first got to love and respect yourself before you can love and respect anybody else. So with that drive, that gives me motivation to want to help our youth, not just the young men, but also the women, the young women.
Absolutely.
Because Satan come to kill, steal, and destroy.
And does it well.
And a lot of these kids not telling them, you got to believe in God, because if you don't believe in God, you ain't gonna make it, honestly. And so that's
So
why
what church are you a member of?
I go to Living Word Christian Center.
Oh,
Pastor
Bill.
Weston.
Yeah, how long you been over there?
Been over there like 5 years.
Okay. So you over there in
Forest Park.
Absolutely. So you've just been at that site. You wasn't at the Shea Rouge, you weren't at the one on Madison.
No, West.
Okay. So all right. So you worshiping and you're lifting up. So let's go to this here question. You know, there seems to be some kind of divide between the West Side and the South Side with young people. Would you agree?
Yes, it is.
Why so?
Because some people think the South Side is better than the West Side. Some think the West Side is bigger than the South Side. But my thing to all of them, both sides is Chicago. Ain't no side better than the other. And that's the thing, as the elders, as us older guys, need to tell these kids, neither one of these sides is our side. End of the day, we need to come together, unify as one city.
Okay.
Because I don't want kids thinking, oh, that's the way to go. I'm from the West Side, I don't like the ones from the South Side. I'm from the South Side, I don't like the West Side. No, at the end of the day, we got to unify the city because we done heard that for so long and going.
Well, that's the way to divide and conquer.
Yeah, but that's dark knowledge, honestly.
Yeah.
Because if we as the older generation don't show these kids that we unified, then who gonna show them?
Well, we're doing that now, right?
Right. Yeah.
I mean, we're bridging the gap right now.
Yes, sir.
We're letting the young people know. And by the way, again, my name is Walter Jones. I'm the Executive Director of Fathers Who Care, Director of the West Garfield Park Youth Council, one of the leaders of the West Side Community Stakeholders, the West Garfield Park Community Stakeholders, the chair of the West Side Men's Group. I mean, all of that to say that I am a servant. I'm a servant for social change. I'm a servant who's trying to do a good job, trying to do what I can to make life easier for some. to empower others, particularly young people, male and female. I'm really proud of the young people who are matriculated and taking it to college, and they're going back to school real soon. Some of them leaving out this week, some of them leaving out next week, but we're thankful for that. Our guest today, of course, is Larry Daniels. Larry Daniels is, again, the CEO, founder and CEO, if you will, of Hoop Hard, or Get Off the Court. So tell us, what is that? What is Hoop Hard or Get Off the Court?
It's a slogan I came up with that when you step onto the basketball court, you got to bring your all, or else your opponent gonna take advantage of you, and you don't want that. So I tell the youth, when you get on that court, take nothing for granted. Put it all on the court, leave it all out there, because at the end of the day, you never know who watching.
Right.
And when you on that court, just don't take nothing for granted, because it's a God's gift that God bless you with, and use it to get you to the next level in life on that court.
Well, but there's, and we know when young people are playing ball, they put their all in it. So are you using the recreation of basketball as the hook to get the young people?
The reason why I use basketball, because because a lot of kids, that's their passion.
Right.
And a lot of kids feel sometimes that they don't have a chance to make it. But yes, you do have a chance to make it. You just got to put your mind to it. You got to put your heart to it. And I tell them that, because when you put your mind to it, you put your heart to it, you can achieve anything you want on that court. And it don't matter the size, it's the matter of the heart. And you can achieve anything. You can be destined for greatness and go a long way, from grammar school to high school, from high school to college, from college to the pros. So you can make it.
So I think you subscribe to the thought that if the mind can conceive it and the heart can believe it, you can achieve it. Yeah.
Yes,
so this is what we're saying to you today, those who are watching us. We want you to know that all things are possible, and we want you to know that if you're looking for internship opportunities, youth-led opportunities, youth leadership opportunities, give us a call at Fathers Who Care at 773-287-5821. We also have other resources, other relationships with folks throughout the community that we would like to get you all involved. Of course, Larry and I currently are bridging the gaps. We are partnering with each other. We're talking with each other on ways that we can continue to do what we can to empower our young people. So we want to encourage those of you who are watching today to continue to be that light to young people, to continue to allow these young people to come into your circle. Most of them are communicating. They're communicating on the level that they can, but they are communicating, and they're talking, they're sharing, they're doing some things that may not be what we would like for them to do. However, they are communicating.
Yes, sir.
So talk to me and tell me, how can we bridge the intergenerational gap between our young people and, let's just say, the Chicago Police Department? How can we bridge that gap?
I'm going to be honest with you. When the George Floyd situation happened, the city was in an uproar, honestly. And I took it upon myself. I said, before Superintendent Snelling became the superintendent, me and him talked, I say, I think it's time for us to try to bridge that gap with Chicago Police Department and start doing basketball with them. Letting the officers play with the kids. Let them coach the kids. Let the kids see the officers in another light without the uniform on, as well as to see the ones with the uniform. And he's like, man, Larry, that's a great idea. Let's do it. So I started to reaching out to the districts, even the West Side, District 1115. And I say, hey, this is not a South Side or West Side thing. It's a city thing. I want to bring some districts from the West Side to the South Side, and let's start doing basketball events. And they was on board with it. And ever since, honestly, it's been a success.
And it still is.
Yeah, and I thank God for that, because now a lot of youth is really seeing the difference versus what they see on TV. They get to witness the good officers from the bad officers. They get to see them without the uniform on, that they really do have a passion for the kids and for the game of basketball and bridging that gap.
Okay. Okay. Well, and I like what you shared, that the basketball, okay, that has been an anchor, if you will, or a hook, that has been real instrumental in young people. Young people need outlets. They need places that they can go where they can be young people.
Right.
However, they also need to go and be able to be involved in things that they enjoy doing.
Right.
Basketball is one of them. I think chess is another. Checkers is another. Board games, all kind of stuff. They need those outlets. I think, and I'm going to talk to you about something that I think might be kind of mentally destroying some of our young people, and that is social media.
Social media.
How do you feel about that? Do you feel social media is giving good information to our young people, because they're spending so much time on it that they're really not understanding reality?
Honestly, when we was coming up, it wasn't no social media. Now this generation, they got social media, and it's just poisoning our youth mind. It's poisoning our communities, because they waste more time on social media arguing with each other, sending threats, showing guns.
Cyberbullying, huh?
And versus using social media as a platform for it to be a positive thing. It's so much of a negative thing. And that's why a lot of our youth is going when they have a problem. And that's how a lot of this chaos, this violence is really keep going, because, or trending, social media, or kids get on there, we're going to meet downtown and just take over downtown. That's social media. And it's hurting our minds, it's hurting our communities. I think if we don't have no social media and go back to the days with no social media, this city and this country, this state, county will be in a better place.
Now, I think social media has its place. I don't think it should be used for anything that's negative. I think it should be used for networking, if you will.
Yeah.
That's my mentality for social media. I think that young people are so engulfed with these phones, and they got phones that cost more than mine. And yours, and probably others for that matter.
Right.
I mean, they got the most high-tech phones that's out here. But they're not using the phones or the social media platform, if you will, to educate, to empower themselves. Because that, you can actually get on these phones now, and they can take you all over the world.
Yeah.
I mean, you can get on these phones and be empowered beyond your imagination. All right?
Right.
I mean, you can just speak to the phone, and the phone can draw the information through Google of whatever you want. All right? So why is it that our young people are being so overwhelmed with this social media platform, and they don't believe in reading anymore? They don't believe in articulating. They don't believe in communicating. They believe in texting, or they believe in their phone being glued to their faces.
That's the way society wanted to be designed, for our youth to be brainwashed with it, the easy way of life. Again, like I say, for us to change, it's going to take brothers like myself, yourself, all the other great men out here that's doing the great work. Every pastor that loves, they passion of being a pastor. Like I said again, Father Favorite on the south side, you on the west side with Pastor Ackery, Pastor Hatch, y'all doing great work. I was just honestly listening to Pastor Jakes from West
Paul
Point.
Jakes?
No, from West Point.
West Point, okay.
On Cottage Grove. And he was saying, he was just sitting in his car the other day. 4 young men who was walking with hoods on. And he say he saw them with the little water guns, but the point is, as like he say, I'm still a black man. He called them over to the car and say, hey, don't get yourself hurt with a water gun, because if a police or somebody see you with that, they gonna think it's a real gun. They're gonna shoot first and ask questions later. And when he said what he said to the young men, they say, man, we're gonna respect what you saying, Pastor Jakes. They put the water guns in their book bag. So that was a key statement that he made, and I liked that, because even though we still got our youth that's being misled, it takes a village, and the village is all the black men need to stand up and help our kids. because a lot of these kids, honestly, is just being misled with this negative drill rap music, and it's blowing their mind. It's blowing their mind so they want to get high or pop pills, and again, they don't know that's destroying their life.
Okay. So talk to me. What activities are you currently involved in, or currently creating, or are planning that are available for young people?
Honestly, I was just on the phone the other day. We're gonna start trying to do a basketball, not just on the court, but a basketball mentorship for the kids to teach them more than just about basketball. We're gonna teach them more about life off the court. What can you better yourself off the court? What can you do for yourself off the court? Because at the end of the day, you can still be a great kid on the court, great person on the court, but what is you going to do off the court mentally to keep your life going in a positive direction?
Okay. So you heard it here. So you're watching Fathers Who Care. Of course, for additional information on ways that you can empower yourself, your families, or your young people, we encourage you to give us a call at 773-287-5821 or log on to fatherswhocare.org or any other of those social platforms that has that Fathers Who Care. And we want you, those who are watching us today, that if you're interested in finding some activities to get your young people involved, we know they're getting ready to go back to school. We have after-school program, youth council meetings for the young people as soon as they get out of school. So give us a call and let us know if you have some young people who would like to be involved. We've been doing some internship programs. We got additional internship programs coming. We want to keep these young people active. We want to keep them involved in some programs, structured programs, where we can keep their minds occupied and keep them off the streets as much as we can, but putting them in some environments that's conducive to their growth and to their prosperity, and providing them with some options. But let's get back and talk to Larry. Hey, Larry, what does it take, and how can we encourage more men and women to mentor our young men and young women?
Honestly, you got to have a passion for it.
Okay.
This just ain't going to happen overnight.
Okay.
Honestly, you got to have a passion to be a mentor, to be a real role model to the kids, and to guide them down the right path. So again, if you don't have that passion, it's going to be real hard because it takes time. And a lot of people think time, they don't want to say, okay, I got the time. They'll say they got the time, oh, I'm going to do this or that. But you really got to have the time to put in to be a real mentor and a passion.
Right.
If you want to see change in our communities, in our city, because that's got to be a passion. That ain't something you can just do overnight. That's something got to be embedded in you, that you want to be a change to the city, into your community, into our youth.
So with that being said, we read that you was acknowledged via a President Award. Can you tell us more about that?
When I got the phone call about that, it was shocking, but it was a well deserved award because of bridging the gap with our youth in our city, with the CPD, and they just going nonstop, because I was doing midnight basketball on the 4 days a week 4 days a week with the kids to midnight. Got to thank CPD for that great partnership, because they was real supportive of the midnight basketball. And then I was just doing basketball nonstop for the kids because, again, I wanted to keep them busy, keep them on the right path, and keep them doing what they love to do, the game of basketball.
So if someone is watching and they want to be involved in some of the activities that you're involved in, how could they get in touch with you?
They can find me on Facebook, Larry Daniels. I also have a Hoop Hard Get Off the Court website. My phone number is on everything, so it's not hard to find me. A lot of people, like I say, they know what I'm doing because I'm doing it from the heart, and they want to put their kids in the right, and lead their kids and put them in the right direction. So, yeah.
So you heard it here live. So we want to encourage those of you who are mentoring young people, who would like to mentor young people, who are actively involved with young people. please understand, young people are communicating. Young people want to be involved. Young people want to be mentored. Young people want some attention. Young people will do what you want young people to do if you bring it to them right. We can't be judgmental. We got to be open-minded. We got to allow young people to be young people. But most importantly, be available. Be available to them because they're seeking your help. So you're watching Fathers Who Care. We want to thank you all for watching. We know next week might not be a show because we got the DNC and a lot of things are going on in the city. So we'll be back to you as soon as we can after next week. But in the meantime, if you're looking for additional support, additional resources, give us a call at Fathers Who Care at 773-287-5821. Again, 773-287-5821. It's been a pleasure talking to you, my good brother. Please keep up the good work.
Thank you very much.
We know that you're going to do it because it's in you.
Yes, sir.
And we want to encourage those of you who are watching, if you're going through something, hang on in there. Hang on in there. It'll get better later. God bless you. Good night, and we'll see you soon.